صلى الله وسلم وبارك على أشرف المخلوقين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Alhamdulillah, we are continuing the study of those four Imams, and we are still with Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah. I hope nobody is bored with Imam Abu Hanifah yet, right?
No.
SubhanAllah. First thing that I would like to say again, we were saying that Imam Abu Hanifah, after his teacher, right, Hamad ibn Sulaiman, passed away, now he has his own halaqah. Let's just describe the halaqah of Abu Hanifah. We said there was around like 40 students, which were like the base of that school. And of course, there used to be a handful of other people coming over there. But how it started? Imam Abu Hanifah used to start, for example, with a question, an issue, a problem. Then he would put the problem. And then he would ask everybody to try to find the solution. And you will start discussing the solution. And there will be different opinions. And then you keep discussing these opinions until sometimes you will come up to 2 or 3 opinions. And then what he will do, he will say to Imam Abu Yusuf, which was his own student, the writer, Uktub, you write. And he will write all the opinions, those 3 selected opinions. And that's why sometimes you'll find in the fiqh Hanafi, you'll find more than one opinion. He respects the opinions of everybody, and especially those opinions that they really make sense for everybody. So we say, write it down. Not only that, he will say to him also write it down with another thing. Why did we make this kind of statement, or this state of hukum? So every single hukum that they will come to, they will not just write it like this. No, it has to be a reason. Why did we come up to this hukum? We cannot just say, oh, this is halal, this is haram, or this is makruh, but he will say, okay, put the hujjaj, how the discussion was going on and going on and going on. And then they will put all the ahkam and everything like that, subhanAllah. So when you read in the books of the Ahnaf, you will find all these long discussions sometimes, and you find all those masaibs, and every single mas'ala. Now, the amazing part, Abu Hanifah used to teach his students the art, I would say, the technique also of talking and discussing and trying to find a solution. And he used to accept from them sometimes that someone will tell him that Imam Abu Hanifah, you made a mistake, akhta. That is, for example, Abu Hanifah may say his opinion about something, and one of his students could be Abu Yusuf or Muhammad or Zufar, or some of them say akhtat. But one time was let's say an old man, a sheikh, was just passing by, and he was just joining the halaqah. And the discussion was becoming very hot, let's say. Everybody's giving the opinion, and it's so much energy. Imagine yourself in that halaqah, subhanAllah. So Imam Abu Hanifah probably, he said his opinion, and one of his students said, you made a mistake. So that sheikh, he just, what? Oh, he's talking to the teacher like that. He's talking to the Imam al-A'dam like that. He's talking to Imam al-A'imma, like we said sometimes, like that. Okay, probably. Then he was talking again for a long time, sometimes it goes for hours. And then another time, Abu Hanifah will give his opinion, and then he say, akhtat, you made another mistake. Well, that sheikh was just listening to these guys. And then for the 3rd time, subhanAllah, then that sheikh, he said, mahlan bi sheikh. Don't you take it easy, he's your teacher. Say, uskut. No, don't say that. هَكَذَا أُعَلِّمُهُمْ. This is the way I'm teaching them. I'm giving them the chances in order to have the right, and to have also the courage, and to have also the way to tell me that you made a mistake, and then I could correct myself. Sometimes Imam Abu Hanifah may come up with an opinion which he's not actually convinced with, but he would like his students also to test their intelligence. He's not going to be just a teacher tell you something and you accept it. That means you're not the student that Imam Abu Hanifah is looking for. This is the way how Imam Abu Hanifah, 15 or 1400 years ago, he established his own first school. Subhanallah. More than that, Imam Abu Hanifah now in Iraq, they are facing different type of problems. And sometimes we don't know how to deal with the problems because we are different. Sometimes old people cannot sometimes, knows how to deal with young people. Sometimes we don't know even how to deal with our own parents. And we think that we are too high, or we think they don't understand, or we think they are not cool, or we think that they are ignorant. What is same problems happen to Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah. So we're going to see inshallah today in few examples how Imam Abu Hanifah was able to deal with different types of problems, with different types of categories of people also. So one time, actually, his mother, so an old woman, subhanallah, so she asked him a question. And then he said, okay, the answer of this is this and that. He is the big imam, the mufti. So he said, no, you don't know anything. His mother, always the mom, looks at her son, he's a little boy or something. So how would Imam Abu Hanifah would say to her, oh, you don't know anything? I am the big imam, I am the sheikh, everybody listens to me. I have hundreds of thousands of students. But he said to her in such a gentle, nice way, okay, who do you want us to go to? So she was saying, okay, we will go to Zar'a al-Qas. Zar'a al-Qas, who is he? It was a person who says stories. You know, sometimes in the market, some people say stories, old stories. Imam Hanifa don't tell her, me, Imam Abu Hanifa, I'm going to go to that person in the market and asking him for a fatwa for my own mom. You want to put me down? Why he did not say that? But he said, okay, no problem. But what he did, subhanAllah, this is again, these people, they're not famous because they were smart or because they were in jail, but they had also the fear and the humbleness. So he said to her, no problem, mom, tomorrow we'll go to him. But what he did, before that, he went to Zar al-Qas and he said, tomorrow I'm coming with my mom to ask you for a fatwa. So he asked him for a fatwa. You are the big imam and you're going to ask him. Say, no. You are going to ask him for a fatwa about certain things. Let's say, I don't know even the fatwa about this. He say, okay, this is this and this is that. So he explained to him. So next day he went with his mom and then he asked Zar al-Qas. And Zar al-Qas, he said the same thing that Imam Abu Hanifah said. So Imam Abu Hanifah didn't turn to his mom, see what I told you? You didn't believe me? Right? He did not say, are you satisfied right now? She said, oh, looks like this time you made it, somehow you are right. So this is a way how Imam Abu Hanifah deals with his own mom. Sometimes we don't have that small etiquette when we deal with our parents. We just say, oh, you don't know, you don't understand me. We're supposed to have this small, humbleness, tawadu, modesty, to know how to talk to the others. But it's not only that. Imam Abu Hanifah has to face other problems, sometimes bigger problems. Sometimes with people that they are completely against his madhab, or against his even belief, subhanAllah. Sometimes, and he has to be also very smart. So one time, actually, who came to him? Khawarij. You know who's Khawarij? Anybody? Yeah? Who?
Those who oppose the rulings that Allah has sent.
Exactly. In what period of time?
Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, they started?
No, not Abu Bakr, but in the time of Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. In the Ma'raka of Siffin, right, between Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu and Muawiyah, right? The people of Muawiyah, they put the Quran up and say, let's put the Quran as our hakam between us and you. So that was actually a trick in order to make a division into the army of Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. And Ali radiallahu anhu couldn't, what he should do, yes or no. So finally he said yes. They asked him for the book of Allah, let's do it. So a group of them, they said to him, if you are saying this, that means you are not right. If we are on the haqq, let's continue fighting. If we're not on the haqq, that means you are just misguiding us. So those people called Khawarij. The belief of the Khawarij is this. They believe that anyone who makes a kabira, big sin, right, from the kaba'ir, he is what? He is mukhallad fil nar, and he is a kafir. That's what they said, according to their own. So this Khawarij came to Imam Abu Hanifah, and they knew the madhab from Imam Abu Hanifah. And then they came to him with swords out, and then they said to him, we are coming over here to ask about a question. And they knew that if you're going to answer, but differently than their madhab, they may cut off his head. But he cannot again lie, because everybody is listening there. He has to have a way, subhanAllah. This I'm saying how he has to survive in a certain place with the different people. So he said to him, okay, I cannot answer to you unless you put your swords down. Okay, so they did. The question was this one. They said to him, a person, he is a wine drinking, right? Which is, they consider as a kabira. Is he a Muslim or a kafir? According to them, he's a kafir, right? According to them, to the Khawarij. So they asked him the question. So he said, wait. I didn't hear the question very well. Can you just repeat it again? They said to him, the person who is a wine drinking, is he a Muslim or he is a kafir? There's no between. He said, I didn't hear you very well when you said, this person that you're talking about, is he a Christian, Nasrani? He said, no, he is not a Nasrani. He is not a Nasrani. He drinks wine, but he's not a Nasrani. So I'm sorry, I didn't hear you the first time. Was he a Yahudi, a Jew? They said, no, we did not tell you that he is a Jew. No, we did not. He said, he is a wine drinker. He drinks wine. He said, okay, then he's not a Nasrani, he's not a Masihi, he's not a Yahudi. Then where is he from? He said to him, he is from the Muslimin. He said, okay, you already answered. You got it?
Yeah.
You already said that he is from the Muslims, so why you are asking me for an answer? So sometimes you need a way to answer to the questions. Because if you say directly he's a Muslim, no, we don't believe that he's a Muslim. But he got the answer actually from them. He got the answer from them. They recognize and they say that he is a Muslim, subhanAllah. Now, not only that, sometimes a person may come that he is from the same belief like you. And he may accuse you with something which is you don't. And sometimes you just say to him, no, I don't. He's not going to accept it. He may say you are lying, or you're just changing your mind, or so and so. I have over here another example, which is just to clarify this matter, and show us again the example of Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah. It is actually a very famous conversation between Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah and Muhammad al-Baqir. Muhammad al-Baqir. Or I put it al-Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. Anybody get this name, Muhammad al-Baqir? Okay, so the Shia, they consider Imam Muhammad al-Baqir as their fourth Imam. Actually his name is Muhammad, subhanallah. Muhammad ibn Ali ibn al-Husayn ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib. Right? So Ali ibn Abi Talib, his son is al-Husayn. And the son of Hussein is Ali, which is also has a famous name, was Zayn al-Abidi. He has another son, his name is Muhammad, right? And we call him Muhammad al-Baqir. Well, Muhammad al-Baqir actually was one of the big scholars, but he heard something about Imam Abu Hanifah, that all the people that they say Imam Abu Hanifah is using always the aql. This is what an old story between the Madrasa of Hijaz and the Madrasa of Iraq, that the people of Hijaz are only sticking with the Kitab and Sunnah, and the Madrasa of Iraq, they're only sticking with the Aql and Qiyas. And you are accusing Imam Abu Hanifah that you're always using the Qiyas in everything. Qiyas that he's using is Aql, he's not using the Quran and Sunnah and so on. So he said to him that أنت الذي, and I will just go over this discussion that took place between Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah and Muhammad al-Baqir. And Muhammad al-Baqir, one of the very knowledgeable people from the ulama, subhanallah. But anyway, let me go back. So he said, أنت الذي غيرت دين جدي. So Muhammad al-Baqir said to Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah, you are the one who changed the deen of my Nana. That's how you say in Urdu, right? So you are the one who changed the deen of my grandfather, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You say, I did not. You say, you did. Again, we say when someone say yes, no, then you're going to come up. He said, okay. So this is what he said to him. Okay, can you sit and I can sit also? So we can discuss? He said, okay. So he said, can you sit on the chair? So Muhammad al-Baqir, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, he sat on the chair. Imam Abu Hanifah didn't sit on the chair, but he sat on the floor. So he said, why not? He said, because your maqam and my maqam are this way. You are from the descent of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and I'm just from the awam, so I'm supposed to be. So this is the first message. To give respect to someone that he is actually from the family of Rasulullah, and at the same time you gain in his heart that I am not trying to be equal to you. This is one the adab, subhanallah. Then he said to him, okay, let's discuss and we will see if I really change the deen of your grandfather, which is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And look how Imam Abu Hanifah is going to take the discussion in such a beautiful way. He say, okay, I just want to ask you questions. He said, Imam Abu Hanifah said to Muhammad al-Baqir, I just want to ask you a few questions. Say the first one. Ya Imam, and he's also calling him Ya Imam. Ya Imam, أسألك ثلاثة أسئلة. And look now, he said the first one. أيهما أضعف الرجل أم المرأة? Who is actually weaker? Is it the man or the woman? Usually woman, she is weaker than the man. Physiology and in many things. So he said, Subhanallah, Muhammad al-Baqir Imam say, Al-mar'atu ad'afu min al-rajul. According even to the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, like he said, Ittaqu haqqa al-da'ifayn. Be aware of the right of the two da'ifs. And then he said, Al-mar'a wal-yatim. Because a person has the woman in his house, and sometimes he may torture her. He may, somehow not being fair to her. And the yatim, of course, subhanallah, you have probably his money and you don't know. Anyway, but let me go back again. So he said that Al-mar'atu ad'afu min al-rajul. Subhanallah. قال ففي دين جدك في دين جدك. In the deen of your jad, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Al-mar'atu ad'afu min al-rajul. He said to him, in the deen of your jad, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who actually have the big part of the mirat, of the inheritance? Is it the man or the woman? He said the man, right? He said if it's according, and he said me, Abu Hanifah, I say also that in the mirat, the man will inherit more than the women. If actually I change the deen of your jad, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and I'm using my aql, I'm going to say the weak person is supposed to inherit more because he deserves more money. If you're using the logic, the aql, the ra'i, the qiyas, which is they were always accusing Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah and in his school about. If you are saying he is weaker, that means you're supposed to get more. If you are stronger, you're not supposed to get more because you are strong, you can make more money. So he said, I didn't change it. Subhanallah. Then he said to him, I'm going to ask you for the second question. He said, أَيُّهُمَا أَعْظَمُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ الصَّلَاةُ أَمِ الصَّوْمُ? Which one is greater in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is it salat or sawm? Which one? Salat, of course. Salat, of course. Subhanallah. So Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah said to him, Ya Imam, a woman in the month of Ramadan, in the time when she has her period, right? She cannot fast. And she cannot offer the prayer. So after Ramadan finish, she's supposed to do what? Does she supposed to pray the prayers that she missed? Or only the fasting that she missed? Only the fasting. But we said that the salat is more important. So in a logic way, it is the salat that she has to make her up. He said, I didn't say that. So I follow the deen of your jad, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I'm not my logic, because the logic is telling me she's supposed to do the salat first, because that's more important. How can you just miss the salat and let it go? But this is a deen. The deen is not only based on logic. The deen is not based on ta'ah, based on nusus, right? Subhanallah. Then he asked him the third question. And look at this one. أَيُّهُمَا أَنْجَسْ or أَيُّهُمَا أَقْذَرْ najasa, right? Dirt, right? You say أَيُّهُمَا نَجَسْ أَعَزَّكُمُ اللَّهِ. It is al-bawlu am al-mani. Is it the peeing, right? Or the sperm? Which one is anjas? Just think about it. It is the bowl. It is the, subhanallah, it is the bowl, right? Because even the smell of the bowl is worse than the janaba. But in the deen, subhanallah, if a person, he goes to the bathroom for peeing, does he need to take a ghusl? No, he does not. He can just make wudu. But for the man, he has to take a ghusl. In the aql, logic way, what's supposed to be? It's supposed to be the bowl that is supposed to take the ghusl because it's anjas. Even in the fiqh, when you study about those and about the najasa and bowl and all those things, subhanallah, just a very quick thing, for example. If somebody's clothes is being touched with mani, with sperm, right? And that sperm dry out on the clothes, does he need to wash it? You know that he doesn't need to wash it? That we have the hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha, that she used to scratch that from the clothes of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He used to go for prayer. Now according to the aql, what are we going to say? So he said, I did not change the deen of your grandfather, subhanallah. I did not. But look at the way of Abu Hanifah, how he approached the problems, how he discussed the problems. It is a way of question and answer. A question and answer. Something that will be, everyone can understand, subhanAllah. Abu Hanifah rahimahullah also did not have this arrogance of saying, I know and nobody knows. And one time, a certain person, his name is Zuhair ibn Muawiyah. Zuhair ibn Muawiyah, he was from the Huffaz. When I say the Huffaz, means the Huffaz of Hadith. He was from the narrator of the Ahadith. In the level of Shu'bah and so on, those big Huffaz, those big thuqat of Huffaz, subhanAllah. So he came to him and he asked Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah about a question. So he said to him, what are you saying about a certain question to Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah? So he said to him, it's actually a mas'ala regarding the slavery, subhanAllah. So he asked him this question. Imam Abu Hanifah, he think about it, and then he said to him, subhanAllah, a answer. So Zuhair ibn Muawiyah, he said, وَلَكِنِّي سَمِعْتُ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم يقول. Then he said to him, but Rasulullah said this, and he gave him the narration of the hadith and the matn of the hadith and the silsila of the hadith, which is hadith sahih. Probably Imam Abu Hanifah didn't hear about that hadith at all. Anyway, so they discussed and each one of them left. After a year, subhanAllah, after a year, the same person came back to Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah. And Imam Abu Hanifah didn't remember that person because he was not famous at that time, subhanAllah. So he came to him and he asked him the same question about the same mas'ala. So Imam Abu Hanifah in the second time, he answered with what? With the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So he said to him, I came to you last year and I asked you the question and you said this. And I came to you this year and you said this. He said, Inna ilmana hadha ra'i. My knowledge, it was an opinion, it's my opinion. فَمَنْ جَاءَنَا بِأَفْضَلَ مِنْ ذَلِكَ أَخَذْنَا. If someone comes to us with something better than it, we will take it. There is no arrogance. No arrogance. It was the understanding, subhanAllah. It was actually that's why these people, they were very successful. That's why up to now we listen to them and we hear them and we say rahimahullah. Imagine my brothers, subhanAllah, how many millions of people, they say the word Abu Hanifah, say rahimahullah. How much rahmah Imam Abu Hanifah, subhanAllah, is receiving? It's not because of the ilm. It is because of also the khawf from Allah, the khushu', subhanAllah, the taqwa that these people, they have, subhanAllah. Another question, for example, probably we always hear this in fiqh, like in the salat, especially the majority of the people over here are from the Ahnaf. So in the salat, for example, if you are praying behind an imam, according to the Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah, that you don't need to recite al-Fatiha, because the imams recite for you. So a group of the young students came to Imam Abu Hanifah, and actually this group of young students came from where? From Medina. And we know in Medina, who was in Medina? Imam Malik rahimahullah. So they came and actually they want to challenge Imam Abu Hanifah. Young people, excited, some energy and all that. So they want to discuss this. And then they start this and that, you saying about, and there's the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that's saying this and that and that. So there was a big discussion. So Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah said to them, okay, I cannot talk to all of you at once, but why don't you do one thing? Just choose one person and I can talk to him and you're going to be just in the back listening. Is that okay with you? He said, no problem. So they gather and then they choose one person and say, okay, this person is going to represent all of us. I said, then I don't need to discuss the matter with you. He said, what do you mean by that? He said, because you already choose one person to discuss with me and you don't need to talk at all. He said, that's the same for the salat. Once you choose in an imam, that imam is supposed is actually replacing all of you. They were young people, of course, didn't have that much knowledge, again, to make big arguments with Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah. But look what Imam Abu Hanifah said. He said, this is over here, you discuss with me. But once you go back once you go back to Medina, فَإِنَّ فِيهَا مَالِكًا. There is Malik over there. You follow the saying of Imam Malik, because Imam Malik will say, you recite the Fatiha. Look at the adab, look at the etiquette, look at the respect, and look at the fiqh. And this is what we call fiqh. Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah used to say, مَا رَأَيْتُ عَلَى وَجْهِ الْأَرْضِ أَفْقَهَ مِنْ أَبِي حَنِيفَةَ. I did not see someone walking on the earth that has more fiqh than Imam Abu Hanifah. And he used to say also, subhanallah, whenever he used to see Imam Abu Hanifah come, he would say, جَاءَ عَالِمُ الدُّنْيَا. The scholar of the dunya, the scholar of the world is coming, subhanallah. Sometimes, probably all the examples that we just see right now, there is some example with some people that they are ready to make a discussion with you. But sometimes you may be facing a different type of problems. You may be facing a person who hates you, or he just want to trick you, and he could be a Muslim also, for whatever, it could be jealousy, animosity, or anything else. And that happened to Imam Abu Hanifah. I will close with this, inshallah. And that happened to Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah in the qasr of Abu al-Abbas al-Mansur, the Khalifa at that time. Al-Mansur actually was very famous that he was a taghi, a dictator. And anyone against him, his head will be cut off. There is no second opinion. And in the palace of Abu al-Abbas al-Mansur, there used to be a wazir. His name At-Tusi, or Abu al-Abbas At-Tusi. Sorry, the king, his name Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. But the scholar that used to be in the palace, his name Abu al-Abbas At-Tusi. Abu al-Abbas At-Tusi didn't like Abu Hanifah. He never liked Abu Hanifah. He felt sometimes like very jealous of Abu Hanifah, the status of Abu Hanifah, the respect of Abu Hanifah. And of course he wants to put Abu Hanifah in a very critical situation. So what he did this time, I'm just giving those stories not for the purpose of the stories, but to see how he was able to deal with different type of people, and each time in different way. And sometimes Abu Hanifa could be also aggressive, but in the time that is being, he needs to do that. And that's what we're going to see over here. So this man, in front of the king and in front of all the people and the ministers and everything, he said, "Ya Imam, عندي سؤال, I have a question." He said, "What is it?" He said, sometimes the Khalifa, he will send us some people that we have to cut off their heads. Khalifa, he made a statement, he made a hukum, certain person, take him, cut off his head. Right? And he said, we would just receiving the orders, and we have to execute the orders of the Khalifa. Should we do it or not? And we don't know, that's what he said to him. And we don't know if that person is guilty or innocent. What do you think? If they killed him, right? If they killed him, he's going to commit something haram. If they don't kill him, can they disobey the Khalifa? They cannot disobey the Khalifa. And if Imam Abu Hanifah tell him, oh, if you think that he's innocent, don't kill him, it means that he's telling him, disobey the Khalifa. So look, Imam Abu Hanifah, just think about it for a second. Sari'ul Badiya, very quick. And he said to him, Ya Abu al-Abbas, Khalifatul Mu'mineen, aya'muru bil-'adli am ya'muru bil-jawr? He said, the Khalifa, does he make his orders, his ahkam, with al-'adl or with injustice? He said to him, Khalifatul Mu'mineen ya'muru bil-'adl. He said, if he is ordering with 'adl, why you are questioning me? But look what he said to him. If you think that he's not ordering with 'adl, if you think that he's not ordering with 'adl, is that what you are telling me? Are you have doubt that Khalifatul Mu'mineen, or you have doubt that Khalifatul Mu'mineen, he ordered with some injustice and some unfairness? Subhanallah. So he said to him, no. He does always, subhanallah, with the 'adl. So what he told him after he finished? Because after he made this statement, the face of that man, Abu al-Abbas At-Tusi, changed completely. He became so red, because now he is in the trouble. that he is actually putting the Khalifa in doubt. So after he finished, he took him to the side and he said to him, look, this time I just try to pull your ears, but next time it will be different. And actually everybody was laughing in the palace of the Khalifa. So Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah, and that's also something, he used to make also jokes. So what he said to everybody, he said to him, look, I have subhanallah, a story for you, which is probably, it will be a lesson for everybody. So I said, okay, go ahead. He said, if the Amir al-Mu'mineen allowed me, I will tell you the story. He said, go ahead, subhanallah. He said, this story is being narrated by Imam al-Sha'bi. He was one of also of the Hufad of the Hadith. He said, one time in the forest, the king of the forest, he got sick. Who's the king of the forest? The lion, subhanallah. So all the other animals came to visit him, except al-Tha'lab, the fox, didn't come. So what happened? The Dhi'b, which is the wolf, always there's this kind of problem between fox and wolf. So the Dhi'b came to the king and he said, you see, all the animals came to visit you. But this fox, because he doesn't like you, he didn't come. So you want to make him against, subhanallah. So what he said, the lion got very angry. So he called him. He has to come over here. I have to question him. So the fox, he already know what the wolf did. So he has to find a way also, subhanallah. So when he came, he said, what happened to you? Everybody came to see me, and you are the only one. He said, oh king, if you know why I didn't come, you would probably excuse me, and you would probably love me more. He said, why didn't you come? He said, because everybody came to see you, but I went around to find the cure for you. Up to here, this is an excuse. But now the next one, he has to put the wolf in a trouble, right? He said, and did you find the cure for me? He said, I did. He said, what is it? He said, it's very simple. They told me that the cure for you, that we have to take some piece of hair from you, and then make it as a necklace from, let's say, some metal necklace, and put it in the leg of the wolf. So they called the wolf. This is the way how we can cure the king. Are you gonna reject it? Of course not. So they put that, and the wolf started bleeding from his foot, and he was leaving the palace. So the fox went to the wolf and he said to him, look, this time I just want to be nice to you, so I put it in your leg, but next time I put it in your neck. Imam Abu Hanifah also was a human being. When I mean a human being, his whole fiqh was based on to find solution for people, to make it easy for the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And one time, subhanallah, there was a problem between a man and woman. They make an argument, this and that, and that and that. So the husband got very angry and he said to her, I swear by Allah that if you don't talk to me right now, you are divorced. And then he said the talat also, you are completely divorced. So the woman, she got also very mad, and she answered to him right away, I swear by Allah, if you don't talk to me first, I will not talk to you. Big problem. Sometimes happen for no reason. Man and woman, just problem. Subhanallah. But it's something big. It's the talaq and it's salat. It's going to break a family. So that man, after subhanallah what happened, he felt bad about himself, and that's his wife, he loved her, he has kids with her. So he ran to Imam Abu Hanifah. He said, I'm in such a big trouble and you are the only one who can help me. Subhanallah. He said, what can I help you with? He said, this is what happened. I did this and I did that and I did that. Imam Abu Hanifah was looking and saying, there's no problem, go back to your wife. So what do you mean go back to your wife? He said, go back to your wife. There is no problem. It is still your wife. Another person, he heard that. Another person, he heard that. And he took that fatwa and he ran all the way to one of the big scholars at that time, that he really was not in favor with Abu Hanifah. So he came to Abu Hanifah and he said to him, what are you doing? You are making the halal haram or haram halal, and you're making a person living with a person, it's like that zina becomes. I said, what are you talking about? He said, the fatwa that you give. He said, okay, why don't you go back to the fatwa? Can you tell me the story? He said, yes. He said, the man said to his wife, I swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that if you don't talk to me first, you are divorced, right? And what the wife said to him? She said to him, if you don't talk to me first, I'm not going to talk to you. Did the woman talk to him or not? She already talked to him. So there is no divorce over there, because the woman already talked to him, right? Because was the condition? That the woman is supposed to talk first to him. And that was the conditions already fulfilled. So that's what I said, the Imam Abu Hanifah, or the fiqh of Imam Abu Hanifah, was based on this. Subhanallah. Should I finish now, or I have one more story? One more, okay. The patience of Imam Abu Hanifah was incredible, was unique. A person like him in Baghdad at that time, someone who is always with the king, someone that everybody respect him, somebody that's being loved by everybody, and he's halaqah of few hundred or few thousand probably. So one time, subhanallah, Imam Abu Hanifah was talking, and a young man, subhanallah, all what he did, then he talked to him, Abu Hanifah, he said, Ya mubtadi', ya zindiq. It's a bad curse. Mubtadi', you are a person of bid'ah. And at that time, a person of bid'ah is something, nobody can accept it. And all the A'imma al-Arba'a are free from bid'ah. This is just a very small statement. Say, Ya mubtadi' ya zindiq. You are a person of zandaqa, like you're saying something but you're not. You're not a believer, subhanallah. So what he said to him, Imam Abu Hanifah, subhanallah, Allahu ya'lamu annani bi khilafi ma taqul. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that I am completely the opposite of what you are saying. فَإِن كُنْتَ صَادِقًا. But if you are saying the truth, فَاللَّهُمَّ اغْفِرْ لِي. If you are saying the truth that I am a zindiq, and I am subhanallah, and I am a mubtadi', Allahumma اغْفِرْ لِي. Oh Allah, forgive me. وَإِن كُنْتَ كَاذِبًا. But if you are lying, فَاللَّهُمَّ اغْفِرْ لَهُ. Oh Allah, forgive him. What do you think about a person like this? Definitely the people, they will love him. Well, actually, that young man, he stood uprightly and just going like kissing the hands of Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah. One time also, subhanallah, in the same way, Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah, he made a statement. So somebody said to him in the majlis, وَلَكِنَّ الْحَسَنَ الْبَصْرِي يَقُولُ بِخِلَافِ ذَلِكَ. Hasan al-Basri was a great man of the Tabi'een, very famous, subhanallah. A pious person, you read about him, it's incredible. Say, وَلَكِنَّ الْإِمَامُ الْحَسَنَ الْبَصْرِي يَقُولُ خِلَافَ ذَلِكَ. So he said to him, Imam Hasan al-Basri says something different from your fatwa. So Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah, what he said, قَدْ أَخْطَأَ الْحَسَنُ الْبَصْرِي. See, Hasan al-Basri, he made a mistake. So that person, he stood up, and he started cursing again Imam Abu Hanifah, and saying to him in a very bad way, very bad language that I don't want to say it, subhanallah, to Imam Abu Hanifah, and saying this and this and that and that. Imam Abu Hanifah, what he said to him? Again, because he was cursing the mother of Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah. So Abu Hanifah got to be the same thing. Allahu ya'lamu anna ummi bi khilafi dhalik. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that my mom is not like what you're saying. Na'am, wallah, akhta al-Hasan al-Basri. And yes, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-Imam Hasan al-Basri, he made a mistake. But asaba Abdullah ibn Abbas. But you know who said the truth? Who was right? Abdullah ibn Abbas, the cousin of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Sahabi al-Jalil, Habr al-Ummah. So he said to him, indeed, what I said to you, that Imam Hasan al-Basri made a mistake, it's not because of my opinion, but I have the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, narrated from Abdullah ibn Abbas, that Rasulullah said something different. So if Rasulullah said something different, Hasan al-Basri, he made a mistake. That was the way how Imam, subhanallah, used to say. I'm still going to finish with one more because that was the last one, so I want to close with Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah, because Brother Muhsin say, I don't want you to talk about Imam Abu Hanifah anymore. It was, you told me that in the bookstore, you forgot? The last one is about sometimes how we deal with people that probably, sometimes we have in our families or our friends, someone who is not a very religious person or a religious person. And sometimes we just don't know how to treat them. Imam Abu Hanifah has a neighbor. And that neighbor, he was a wine drinker. He was addictive to wine. And every day, I mean it, every day, Imam Abu Hanifah probably will wake up for Fajr, or probably he doesn't sleep for Fajr, subhanAllah. He's doing his tahajjud and all that. At that moment, you will hear his neighbor coming, hardly able to walk, and then start saying something. Saying some verses. أضاعوني وأي فتى أضاعوا ليوم كريهة وسداد تغري. So he said, he's a drinking, you know. So he said, oh, they just let me get lost. And you know what they let lost? A person that they could save for a certain day and this and that. He's praising himself. But he drinks every day. So if he is actually the Imam, and the big Imam, he could just probably call the shorta, the police, and then they can take him to the jail, right? His neighbor is bothering him every day. But what he did, Imam Abu Hanifah didn't do that. Didn't even complain. And he waited. One day, subhanAllah, that person didn't come. So he was questioning, where is that guy? He didn't come today, subhanAllah. So they said to him, oh, the police, they got him and then they put him in jail. So Imam Abu Hanifah, at that moment, there was like night time, Fajr time, after he finished his salah, he right away didn't go to sleep, but he went to the police station, and then he talked to the man of the police, the big department, and he said to him, I'm coming for a certain person. He's my neighbor. He said, I would like you to let him go with me. And of course, he respected Imam Abu Hanifah. He said, from you, yes, no problem, you can take him. So Imam Abu Hanifah, he went to that person and said, you can come with me right now. So he was coming with him, and he was walking with him to his house. Imam Abu Hanifah didn't say a word to him. Didn't say to him, you're a bad drinking, you're a dirty person, now I'm doing a favor to you, I could just put you over here for another month or 2 months. But he did not say a word. He was walking with him, until the door of his house. And then he said to him, هَلْ أَضَعْنَاكَ يَا فَتَى? Because what he was saying, that man, he saying, أَضَعُونِي وَأَيُّ. They never care about me, they never give me any importance. They say, did we really do that? Did we let you go? Did we not care about you? So that man say, no, you did not do it. He say, إِذَا شِئْتَ فَأْتِ مَجْلِسًا. So please, if you want, why don't you join our majlis tomorrow? That person is going to become one of the students of Imam Abu Hanifah. I will stop over here if you have any questions. وَأَسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهَ لَكُمْ جَمِيعًا مُؤْمِنِينَ. Inshallah. Okay, so inshallah, starting next week, if you have no questions, no comments about this matter, we're going to move to Imam Malik rahimahullah. By the way, I will be leaving to Morocco on June 21st, so I do have probably only 2 weeks. So I have a question. If you would like, so we can have this session twice a week, I could put it on Monday and Wednesday. But, yes, no? Yes. Yes, inshallah, okay. So we will continue the sessions, inshallah, so at least we'll have 4 sessions probably, so I could finish at least Imam Abu Hanifah. So thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Imam Malik.
Abu Hanifah, you have finished.
So you are bored with him? On purpose I said that. So yes, inshallah, Imam Malik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.